What up, y'all? It's the Morning Hustle with my homegirl, L'Oreal.
Hey.
Myself, Kyle Santillian in the building. And today we got a guest, man, 4-time Grammy-nominated R&B superstar. This brother's put out some classics that we have sung to for years and years and years. And now he's a new author with a book today called Share My Life, A Journey of Love and Relationships. Yo, Cam is in the building, man.
Hey.
There you go.
What's up, bro? How you feeling?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
I saw the smile on your face, man, when we said new author, man. That's a big deal to be able to put out a book and talk a little bit about your life, right?
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Really excited about it.
Talk about that as an accomplishment. Like, you've done so much already as an artist, but what does it mean to be an author to you?
To be an author, a book was the perfect vehicle for me to share my story. And for people who've been following me, you've heard a little bit of my story. But great healing and transformation has taken place in my life because somebody shared their story with me, So my hope is that I can do the same for somebody else.
And I think that's great because with a lot of artists, you're talking about a lot of things that people in our community have been going through, like depression, and clinical depression, which is a little bit more serious, obviously. That runs in my family as well. So I know you had like a breakdown at one point. You wasn't sure what it was.
I had a breakdown the day that I was supposed to sign my contract with Motown.
That's so crazy.
Right? That day. You think that's supposed to be, that's what I worked for all of my life.
Right.
And the components to that are, we think that success is a grand thing, and it is a grand thing, and there is blessing in it, but it don't fix everything.
Yeah.
Money don't fix everything.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I mean? So to actually have that breakdown, and it was a blessing in disguise, right? Because I found out what depression was. I found out what mental wellness was. I was on medication for a while, and there's a lot of stigma in our community attached to that, but it was the best. It was in many ways the best thing that ever happened to me.
But you thought you was having a stroke even at one point.
Dude, I didn't know what to, what I mean?
Right.
I'm up in the middle of the night having a panic attack, can't breathe. I went to the ER to find out what was wrong, and nothing physically is wrong with you. But you may want to, check into your mental health.
Yeah.
Let's take it back even further than that, man. You're coming out of Detroit, you're trying to get into the music industry. You're trying to make your way, and you're experiencing all of these feelings, all of these emotions, and it led you down a dark path. You know what I mean? Can you remember one specific instance where it kind of pushed you over that edge that made you feel like, man, I may not make it? Like, just put you on that trouble destination?
July 23rd of 1990 was the last day that I took a drink or drugs, and I was sleeping outside. I was literally, officially homeless, sleeping outside on the Detroit River, on the riverbank, and I dug through a garbage can to find a blanket that I could stay warm in, and I was trying to nurse a can of King Cobra. For those of y'all who know about King Cobra, right? I was trying to nurse a can of King Cobra to the next day so I could get into this treatment center.
Wow.
I came to the end of my rope. Right? It was like it's like, dude, I'm 23 years old. I'm out here in the streets. I grew up in. We had 2 cars in the garage. My family, my parents were college educated, right? They could have sent me to school, right? I mean, it was, I came from that, and I'm sitting down here, eating out of trash cans. Like, what happened to my life?
That's crazy.
And there's an adage I love that says, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I look, ring the bell, ring it again, right? It's like, you know what I'm saying? When you're ready, it's like God is saying, yo, dog, are you ready? You done?
Yeah.
Are you done? Mm-hmm. If you're done, then I can come in and I can do what needs to, what I can help you get to the other side of this if you're done.
Really quick before we switch gears, knowing that you came from the background when you had a stable family situation growing up, how were your parents dealing with what you were going through?
We were all going through. My mom is in recovery too. We were all going through. There were we like to pretend like dysfunction don't exist in our households, man, and it does. Even with all the trappings of of success. We educated. We got our George and Wheezy on. We done moved up from to the east side, and we're doing this and we're doing that. But those things permeated my family for years, for generations. So we finally got to the other side and we're able to break those cycles in our lives.
Now you mentioned that there was a lot of secrets inside of your family, and then it moved to you having secrets and moving on, so forth and so forth. So how did you guys get to the point where you're like, we have to break these walls down and start expressing some of these secrets, letting some of these secrets out? And
we still are. Recovery and healing is like peeling back the layers of an onion. There are layers and layers. In writing this book, I found out things about my family and about my mother that like I didn't even know. So we're continuing that. It's an ongoing process. We'll be doing this for the rest of our lives, but communication is everything. Communication in relationships is everything.
And it's like you have to start it with your family as well, or do it with your family, because I've seen that in a lot of different Black families where it's like you have these family secrets where it's like this person doesn't know that their father is really the person that's over here.
And we're not supposed to talk about it. It's grown folks' business. You know what I mean? And pay. That's none of your business. Like, no, we need to know that.
We should know.
So we know where we come from. So our children know where they come from and know what you're made of. That's important stuff.
What even started us hiding these things? Like as a culture, like. Yeah. What is it that, because it happens so often in so many different families.
Yeah. I think we're just now in a space where these things being talked about, addressed, and being taken care of is just now acceptable. I'm gonna say within the last 10 years, 15 years, because before that it was you don't talk about it, it's grown folks' business, you suck it up and you get through it. Mm-hmm. This whole culture now of mental health awareness is really something that's kind of brand new.
Right.
You know what I mean?
To us,
right? Because we didn't have the language for it when we were when we were growing up.
Or we thought it was just something that white people did.
No, right?
Oh,
you
they
know
go
what I'm
see
saying?
shrinks.
You come in the house talking about what's wrong with you? I'm depressed. Well, we all depressed.
We all
get
depressed.
up.
Right.
That was natural to us. That's why.
Don't come in here, right? You just put your head down and you get up and you do the next thing. And there is value in that also. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not letting it debilitate you, but the awareness is everything, and knowing what to do about it is everything.
For sure.
Now, what did you find out about yourself when you realized that it was the contract that really pushed you all the way over the edge to kind of like be like, all right, I need to get some help because I'm operating as if everything's okay, but it's not. So what was it, the trigger that contract gave to you?
I mean, elevation. People talk about success, and there are a lot of books written on how to be successful. Somebody needs to write a book on like what to do once you get there.
Listen.
Look, I mean,
you're an author now.
It's a lot. Right. Yeah, here you go. Right. Right. Somebody needs to, I mean, that's.
Somebody needs to.
Okay, so get the book, y'all. Get the book.
Get the book, Share My Life, A Journey of Love, Faith, and Redemption, written by Kim. Let me ask you this. They talk about, even when you're in this stage of everything that you're dealing with, it's an ongoing fight throughout your life.
Yeah.
When you have moments that could potentially draw you back into that place where you used to be mentally, what is the technique? Is there a thing that you do to remind you, no, let me stay on this path, focused here, address this the way that I need? What is that like for you?
Well, fortunately, I've been blessed to have a vocation in the music, in music, to where music is very healing for me. You know what I'm saying? So first I would say that there's the awareness. I'm aware of what depression is. I know what it feels like now. I know what it is. So it's like, okay, this is what this is.
Right.
But then I can get on stage and I can turn that into something else. I can get in front of the keyboard and I can turn that into something else, but awareness is everything. The knowledge and the awareness of what's going on, knowing what's going on with you is the most important information that you could possibly have. We wasn't a lot of time worrying about what other people are doing and what they thinking. Like, no, what you thinking and how you doing and navigating your internal space is the most important work that you could ever do.
I agree.
So you went to recovery and you got sober.
Yeah.
How difficult was that for you? Did you ever relapse? Did it take time? Were you just like cold turkey, I'm going to do this? How did it work?
I was introduced to some folks who showed me a better way to live, and I've been on that path ever since. So today I've been sober, 32 years. That tells you a whole lot about my age, right? I don't look my age.
No, you don't, child.
Come on now.
I'm
look.
like, what are you? When you were one?
You know what I'm saying?
You did a lot at one.
Right. Gave you a whole new youth about yourself, for sure.
And then you mentioned God a lot. So what did God mean to you during this journey that you have been going through?
Faith is everything.
Yes.
You know, faith is everything. And, you know, it's everything for me. And I think that these are unprecedented times we're living in right now. And people are looking for something to lean on. And for me, that is my faith. It's everything, you know, and people who don't operate from that place, I keep my eye on them.
Yeah, I know that's right. I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to watch them. You got to watch them cats, you know? But it's, you know, it's everything, you know, it's the foundation. It's the reason that I'm sitting in this room with you today.
Yeah.
As an artist, obviously you take your personal life, your personal feelings, emotions, and you put it into your music. Is there a particular song where you may have been going through your worst and you put that into a song and transformed it into something beautiful? Which song would represent that mostly?
Probably Love Calls, my first single. That first album, you know, just like we say, you know, an artist's first album is, you know, that takes your whole life up until that point. It's like that's everything, right? It's like all the relationships, all the breakups, all the, you know, is in that first album. And I would say Love Calls is that record.
That's probably why that song is so successful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Humongous song.
Absolutely.
And I know there's always been debates like the Rolling Stones list where they talked about the 200 greatest singers.
Yeah.
How do you feel when it comes to those lists or when they name like greatest singers? And you know you have a great voice, you have a great catalog.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're kind of often looked over.
I'm not looked over by the people who dig what I do.
There you go.
You know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. When I start comparing myself to other cats, I lose immediately. The only person that I compare myself to or that I should compare myself to is me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Speaking of albums,
but y'all should put me on the list.
I know.
That's amazing. But still put me on the list. Y'all playing. Talk about this new project you got coming out. New album on the way?
The live album, Anniversary, is the live album. It's the culmination of my 20 years in the game, being signed to the same label, having a career after 20 years, you know, is you know, I mean, you know, that's unprecedented in this day and age. And people have been asking for a live album for a long time. We went to Detroit in the fall and recorded it at home at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater and just put it down. So now I still want you to come to the show,
right?
But you know, you have the Kim live experience at your fingertips. You'll have that on April 7th.
We didn't get into this, but how does it feel being from Detroit and signed to the legendary Motown record label for your entire career, knowing the legacy and the history of that label?
Yeah, well, it was, it was a business decision, but.
You're like, if it was Def Jam, it would have been Love Calls Def Jam.
Basically, they cut the check.
But, right, it is, but it is fitting, though. Right. It is fitting, and it is I'm making music in the tradition of Motown, you know, and people, you know, I'm thinking about Marvin Gaye and thinking about Stevie and you know, and all the, you know, it's a humbling thing. Yeah. It's a humbling thing, and to still be on the label, you know, is a beautiful thing. Yeah,
that's what's up, man.
And so you got the books. That means you got some book signings coming up. Yeah. Got the new project. That means you got some meet and greets.
Yeah.
We know that you had a nice meet and greet once upon a time where you met your wife. So will she be there making sure ain't no more meet and greets? You
can meet, but you ain't meet and greet.
Yeah, because that's what I would be doing. I'd be like, so what time is the meet and greet tonight? You coming to the show? No. I'm coming to the meet and greet.
Come to the meet and greet. Yeah, my wife is a soldier, you know, and you know, right from Clayton County, Fayette County. You know, that's my girl. Met her here, you know, in Atlanta at the Fox, a meet and greet. You know, and that was for a minute that was my nickname for her. She didn't dig that though. Call her meet and greet. I get mad at her. Call her meet and greet. Yeah. So she is my the love of my life.
But who shot their shot at the meet and greet? Yeah, like
we gotta unpack that.
Was it like bit. She came ready, or like you was like, yeah?
Because I'm assuming that a lot of women that come to the meet and greet are throwing themselves at you.
Hey!
Before
she's listening.
Before you met your wife.
Yeah.
Before you met your wife.
You watch your mouth.
It's in the it's in the book. It's in the book. Get the book. Get the book. Get the book.
Yeah, there we go. So y'all got to get the book April 4th. You can pre-order it now, though, correct?
You can pre-order it right now.
That's right. Okay, and y'all can find the full story there. Yeah. You know, we're not gonna give you all the tea right here because we want them to buy the book.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, congratulations on everything, man. The new album, the live album is coming out. We want people to check that out for sure. Anniversary of the live album, April 7th.
Yeah,
is the date on that. Yeah. And then the book is
April 4th.
April 4th. Share My Life: A Journey of Love, Faith, and Redemption.
There you go.
Written by Cam, now a new author.
And this is dope. Man. You know what it shows though? When you fix and work on yourself, everything comes to you. That's love, that's happiness, that's peace. And that's what I'm seeing from you right now.
You know, and it's not, and every day is up and down, right? But it's the most important work that you can do. We spend a lot of time trying to manipulate our external circumstances to make stuff go the way we want it to go. But it's really the internal work that needs to be done.
That's right. Yeah. You got to work on yourself first for everything else to work.
Yeah. One more thing we didn't forget. I don't want to forget the Soul to Soul tour.
Yes.
Soul to Soul.
Yes. Big deal.
Let's talk about it. You, Let Us See, Music Soul Child.
Music Soul Child.
How many cities y'all hitting?
We 31.
Ooh.
31,
that's
right?
amazing.
Our last show is the Saturday before Mother's Day. Music Soul Child. That's my dude. He sang at my wedding. Let Us See and I.
That's so crazy. I was gonna ask you that because that's been the recent talk lately. Like, who would you want to sing at your wedding?
Yeah.
Who's the not crazy, but who's the most out of their person that has asked you to sing at their wedding that maybe we may know? Anyone?
Who's what?
Or that you've already sung at?
Boogie Cousins.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
you sang at Boogie Cousins' wedding?
Yeah.
Can you sing at mine?
Yeah, I'll sing at yours.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
I got you.
Yeah, you already agreed.
Yeah. We accepting all donations.
Oh, well, I ain't saying I had no donations now. I'm paying for the plate. No.
That's what's up, man. Last question I got for you before we wrap this up today. How many times a day do people walk up to you and say, sing that part right there where you, girl?
Oh, he think he you. He think he you.
Can you hit it for us?
That's
hit
the
it
thing,
one time.
man, right? Hey, girl. There you go. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cam on the Morning Hustle today. Congratulations on our success, brother. The tour, the album, the book, everything that you got going on is well deserved. And we're proud of you, man. We appreciate you, bro.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This has been a real treat. Thank
Amazing.
you.
There it is. Cam on the Morning Hustle, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
We are the Morning Hustle.